So about 7 weeks ago, I decided to become Brad Pitt lean in about 60 days, which is around 8 weeks. And so far, bro, this was how I looked like week 1. And this is how I look like right now. That's just to show you the progress. I've leaned down quite a bit. When I first started out, I think it was about 165 pounds. I lost 2 pounds last week, so I'm like 143 pounds right now. I'll just run over 3 ideas I really want to talk about. Number 1 is body dysmorphia. This is something I've struggled with a lot, like especially when I was a bit heavier, bro. That shit was brutal. Number 2 is the most common mistake I see guys make very early on into their body transformational journey. And then the last idea, number 3, is a note on getting chisel abs. There are so many misconceptions and bullshit advice out there regarding this idea that I'll just tell you how I got it, okay? Believe it or not, for as long as I can remember, bro, until I actually made stuff happen with my body, I never had abs. But yeah, before we dive into these 3 ideas though, I just want to tell you guys some of the things that has been going very well in terms of like the things that I'm doing, plus the downside of getting this lean in such a short amount of time. I'm at 143. We started out at 165. So it was like 22 pounds lost within 7 weeks. Number 1, the good thing that I've done so far is understanding I have a destination in mind, and I've broken it down so that it's pretty much brain dead. I've outlined everything I'm doing in terms of dieting and training, and that's all I've been doing. If anything, sometimes I trim down the calories because I don't need that much calories right now, at least because I'm leaning down. Most of the time, I just tell myself, you know, I'm not gonna feel like super good all the time just because I'm eating so little. And then number 2 is that there will be an endpoint to everything, right? I'm not gonna be eating the same way I am right now forever. Probably after the 8-week period, I'm gonna go into a period in which I'm maintaining as I try to get back into calisthenics. But that's a story for another time, bro. The one downside that I do see myself falling into, at least this week, number 1, is just feedback from people around me that gives me an idea where I am inside of my head mentally. I tend to not eat that much. So when I do go train at the gym, I would come at it from the perspective that I've had a lot of calories within me. So I like to push like crazy in my lifts. However, most of the time, bro, I don't have the energy for that. So multiple times this week, I've had lightheadedness. So that's a sign that I'm very deep into the process. I have an addictive personality. When I do something and I see a result, I grind the fuck out of it. I'm an all-in type of guy in that sense. So I don't pay attention to the responses in which my body is giving me in a way that I should be. So if you're leaning down just like me, listen to your body, especially when you're hyped up with adrenaline. Don't push yourself if you know that you shouldn't be pushing yourself so hard. Now let's go over to the 3 main points I do have for you. Number 1 is body dysmorphia. First thing though that comes to mind is you gotta pay attention to where this idea of having body dysmorphia come from. Are you comparing yourself to people online? Are you comparing yourself to people like me? Understand, I put a disclaimer early into the progress or process that said I already have a lot of muscle mass underneath. And basically, I'm just trimming down weight to become lean again. If this is your first time losing weight and you haven't been training as hard at the gym, you're probably not going to look like me. So the idea of body dysmorphia is you comparing your own progress to somebody else's progress that maybe they're light year ahead of you. For me, I'm stepping to my 3rd year of serious pumping weights. So beneath everything, the muscle mass is there. It's a little bit mature. Come at it from that perspective. You're maybe at chapter 1 or 2. Me, the guys you see on social media might be on like chapter fucking 15 or 20 in terms of like body transformation. If you take a lot of progress picture, always compare yourself with the progress picture you took last month or the month before. And number 2 is the mistake I see guys make all the time. Now I write here That mistake is not keeping a strict schedule for training and dieting. Up to a certain point, you can make some progress. You're gonna have some wins in terms of diet and the gym. And at that point, you're gonna be like, oh, let me introduce something new into the routine so that maybe I can fasten the process. That's not how it works, bro. Like, I understand within your mind, if you have a process or a system down on a piece of paper and you're just following it, trust the fucking system, trust the process. Going back to system and process, I've laid out everything before starting this journey of leaning down. All you have to do is have some accountability to trust that. Those are the exact things I'm doing right now. When you're still new and you don't have a lot of experience with intuitive eating or progressive overload at the gym and you're just jumping everywhere, you're trying to fucking break rules and finding a shortcut before you even understand the rule. Strictness, at least early on, is going to help you a lot because you understand what's going to give you a result. From that standpoint, when you have a lot of result, then you can figure out how to shorten the process a lot more. And then a little bit about the last point is getting abs. A lot of you guys ask me, how do I get abs? Or do I train my abs at all? Believe it or not, the first time I leaned down, so you saw this last year when my body got pretty damn ripped. I wasn't training abs specifically, like at all. Until I got into like calisthenics and stuff. That's when I was performing L-sits and all types of other abs exercises for core strength in order to perform some of the skills in calisthenics. Before then, bro, I just got really strong with shoulder presses. I was shoulder pressing 185 pounds for, I think, 2 or 3 reps at close to, I would say 140 pounds to 145 pounds. So do the math. My shoulder are very strong. And then my bench was pretty strong too. I think close to 140, I was benching 315 for 1 rep, no spotter. And then my pull-ups are very strong too. So overall, all my excuse me, what the hell was that? I need some water. So my point in saying that is understand abs, whatever compound exercise you're doing, you can include your abs in some ways. So most of the time, you should focus on getting strong at compound movements. That's going to train your abs or core to a certain extent. And then most of it actually, or the quote unquote process of getting abs, is you fucking dieting. I wish I could be like one of the other guys that says, yeah, do my, 8 minutes ab routine. You're going to get chisel abs. No, what the fuck you won't. Like, especially if you have high percent body fat. Check out my first week of update for abs, right? You could barely see them, even though I have them underneath. Like, understand that for a second. A lot of you guys, actually, you're still new at the fucking gym. Your body might be that of like a skinny fat person. I've been there too. I'll throw up a picture just for you to make sense of the whole spiel. But understand, when your body composition changes, right, you have more muscle mass, and then you're strong at all of the other compound movements too. Chances are, if you fucking lean down to like 10, 12% body fat, you're gonna have abs. You don't get abs by fucking training them. You get abs, well, packing on more muscle and then leaning down. Just focus on your fucking compound movements, bro. Like, unless you're doing calisthenics, like most of the skills I'm saying are very heavy on the abs. You're gonna be indirectly training them anyways. If you're bodybuilding or doing weighted training, just focus on the fucking compound movement that you should be getting strong at anyways. And then over time, choose to cut down weight. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Do you want me to give you an ab routine and say, oh yeah, just follow this and you're gonna magically get abs like every other fucking guys? No, I didn't do any abs training. I just leaned down. Okay, and that's coming from a person who, I've never had fucking chisel abs my entire life. Okay. So yeah, take that as you will, bro. This is week 7. We got about a week left. I can't wait for this to be over. I want to go back to making holistic content. That's number 1. And number 2 is getting into calisthenics. Oh yeah, also, you know what? Never mind. I won't even say it. I'll see you next time.